Welcome back to the At Last podcast. Oh my gosh. It has been a minute.
It has been a little bit.
This is season 3.
You know what music I want to play is like the music that they play like at the sports, you know, and it's like you're back like dun 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 dun.
I couldn't hear which song you were specifically referencing.
Sorry,
but
continue.
the one that came to my head was dun 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 dun, dun pump the jam. That's the one that came to my mind.
You're about to break down,
Yeah.
bro.
I was, yes. But I'm excited. Season 3, honestly, you know what this season feels like? It feels like High School Musical 3. It feels like, okay, this is our senior year. We're about to live it up. It's going to get really cool. And everyone's going to want to just be a part of what's going on
bro.
here. Like, that's the feeling. Also, summer. Like, summer's coming. I just feel excited.
I'm excited for summer too. I'm not excited for the heat, but I'm excited for spring because it means newness.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And that's what we
yeah. It's because I was being kind of like joking, and then you were like, you got real serious.
It's
a real
deal. Spiritual.
Well, we did take a break. Okay,
We did, and we have reasons why.
Yes. So.
Can I just say, though, that, like,
Yes.
I'm just so thankful for everyone who has supported us
Yes.
and continues to support and love us because, guys, y'all been asking where we've been. And that's so nice.
Yeah.
Like, that's so nice.
I'm just grateful that, I mean, going back to the very beginning, like, one of the things that I had told Megan from the very beginning is, like, I just want us to put content out there that's meaningful, intentional, of course, but just to do it, and not get so caught up in how many listeners we have and who's following us and all that. Like, I think I still want to keep that same heart, and I think we are still there. Like, we just want to continue being faithful with what God has given us, and we have the blessing of a computer, and we have the blessing of microphones, and we have a blessing of Ben who can set it up for us, and
Amen.
we can just share content and wisdom and just what God is teaching us. So we're going to continue doing that until we feel that we no longer can. But if you are listening, thank you. And if this is kind of your first time listening, I do encourage you to go back a little bit. We've been through a lot. I think so much has happened over the course of the time that we've had this podcast, in both of our lives, but also just in the world. So there's a lot to catch up on, but welcome to season 3. This is going to be something fresh, something new. Honestly, I feel like we're both on just in new seasons, and something that God is doing in both of us is something new. And his word says that, you know, what's done is done. What's in the past is in the past, and he's doing something new. He's making a way for us to discover him. And so, yeah, I'm just really, really excited. But we are going to share just what life has been like, while we were on break. So one of the biggest things is I got very busy with ministry life because I was able to be a part of our biggest student ministry event, and we renamed it, rebranded, recast vision for it, myself and Pastor Joey and our student team. And our student conference is called Become One. That took place the last weekend of February. And so from pretty much December, of course, through February, I was super, super, super busy. I did allow that conference and planning it to take over a little bit in my life, but I mentally allowed it. Like I said, okay, this is going to be just for a month. I'm going to let it seep into other areas of my life so that it's really good. And I was so excited. So it was an amazing just process. Everything. I truly enjoyed stepping into 2 different realms of ministry, which is like the teaching side. I did teach for the very first time at our student conference. And then also the planning and coordinating, all of that was my first time doing both. So I am just overwhelmed with gratitude and really just in awe of what God did, because it wasn't anything that we did, like as a staff, as a student team, as much effort, as many things that were on my task list. I just felt like it wasn't anything really that we did. It was all him. And that felt beautiful to see. We had 200 students enter the room. Was it more than 200? No, it was 200.
I think
it was a little over 200, but they came, they showed up, they were hungry. We dove into teaching them discipleship and how to really follow Jesus, really truly follow him well. And we had baptisms, salvations. We had students commit to discipleship and ask to be discipled. It was just an amazing time. And so I really did want to devote a lot of my time to that. I had no brain space really to want to come on at last. So I just told Megan, like, let's just wait till we get through Become One season. And I know Megan was a little busy herself. So she has some special news to share.
Just continue on Become One. You killed it.
Thank you.
It was such a powerful conference. It really was. It felt, I've been able to be a lot of the student conferences. One weekend started when I was a student, when I was in 8th grade. And then I've been able to be a part of it as a leader. I think I've only missed like 1 or 2 years in 1 weekend, actually. And so this time with Become One, I don't know, it felt so different, but in the best possible way. Like 1 weekend was great, but Become One felt new. Like it really did. It felt fresh. I feel like there was a fresh word for everyone, and that there was fresh soil that was ready to be learned and fostered into for growth. And I think the students are ready to receive that. And it was such a powerful time. So proud of you and so proud of Joey for what y'all are doing. Because I think the Lord is just doing something right now. Like this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And I really feel that way. But yeah. I got a doggy.
Woo!
And if you don't know, little backstory, I have wanted a dog my entire life. It's been an ongoing storytelling saga that all my friends are very aware of. I grew up next door to my aunt and uncle, and they had dogs all the time going on a growing up. So I would constantly go over their house. And more specifically, until I was about the age of like 5 or 6, they had this one dog that was a golden retriever. And his name was Bud Dog. And Bud Dog was my best friend. I love Bud Dog. I would go every single day to their house just to see Bud Dog. And he would let me like sit on top of him and do all the things. And he didn't care. He was just vibing with me. And I remember one day after church, my parents set me down. They told me that Bud Dog died. And I remember being little. I think I was like 5 or 6. And I was so sad. And ever since then, I've like been so attached to golden retrievers. Like every time I see them, I literally stop everything and freak out and want to go pet the dog, and just want to be by them. I'm just obsessed with those dogs. So I've been wanting one since then, but my parents have always said no. Honestly, I've wanted any dog, but it's just my parents, my mom more specifically, shout out Julie, love her so much, but she's not an animal person. And so it's just kind of always been like, no, like not right now, not right now. Well, finally, guys, it caved. And I got my dog. And I think the reason why I'm getting it now is because they know that this is very temporary for their household, that in a year or two, I won't be there anymore. And so they know, like, this is not a 10-year commitment. This is a year to 2 commitment of a dog being in our house. So because of that, I was able to get my golden retriever, Girly. Aww. And I love her so much. She is so sweet and honestly doing really well as a puppy. And it's definitely been a transition. Guys, I had no idea how much work puppies were. And I'm humbled, quite honestly, very humbled. But like the good benefit about this is that puppies grow very quickly because they're in dog years. So the stages go by very quickly, I would say, that are annoying, I guess. Like I know she's still young, but it's crazy. Like the vet told us, like she's going to be growing a lot. Like in the next couple of months, like she's going through all of her like growth spurts. And so they say like her, just everything's going to keep changing because she's growing and growing and growing, growing like super fast. And I've seen that. Like from compared to when we got her, like to now, it's like I came home with a newborn and I have a toddler in the span of like a month. And that's so weird. That's yeah. So it's crazy how fast she's growing, but she's a really good dog and we're all just enjoying her right now and getting used to the new addition of a dog in our life, which has definitely been more responsibility. that I, again, did not realize, but I've never had a dog before. So
What's her name?
Daisy. Did I not say that?
Daisy. I don't think you said
Her name is Daisy, but we call her Daisy May.
Oh,
That's my mom. My mom came up with that, and I really like it stuck. So I always say Daisy May.
It's cute.
And it's really cute. So that is her. Love her to death. And I'm so thankful for the Lord, because that's been something that I was really, I didn't even think I'd get, but something that I was like kind of praying about. And the Lord allowed that to happen. But not only that, like some really sweet things have come out of getting a dog. And it's just been a blessing that I didn't realize. So I'm very thankful for the dog that has been brought into our life. But yeah,
Love
that's been
her.
a new
Shout
little
out
addition.
Daisy.
Something else that we were able to do while we were kind of on this break is go to California together.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. We're just so stoked. Shout out Danny for real.
Thank you, Danny.
Letting us go and be a part of the California trip, and to everyone on that team.
I kind of had like a 3-day notice that I was going on this trip. So
wait, was it? Yeah, no, it was.
Like
Yeah,
3
that's
days.
Crazy.
I've known for a while that Megan was planning to go on this trip. There's this community, an organization called Think, THINQ. And I have gone to one of their events before that was more just open to the public, and pretty much anybody, any young leader in the church can go. And that was in Nashville. So we went. Actually, that Nashville trip, I had just found out I was pregnant. So the flying, the traveling, that was rough. So this time I had a much different outlook on a trip. But I knew about Think, and so I knew it was going to be a really cool opportunity for Megan and for Danny and the team. It just so happened that there was an opening for me to go. The ticket was available, just had to pay for transportation and meals there covered, everything. And so literally I just got home on a Monday, and I was washing dishes, and he was like, "Hey, so Danny just texted me asking if you want to go to California." I was like, what? Of course I do. Can I? Like, I was just kind of stunned because I haven't left Robin, and my little boy, he at that time was like 8 months or 9 months. And I was already starting to think like, man, I'm going to have to, leave him behind when I go to Camp Zephyr for our students. Like, that's a whole week away. And so I've already been in this mindset of like, how's he going to be without me kind of thing, leaving him for the first time. So because my husband felt peace about it, I felt peace about it. And it was only going to be 2 nights away. So jumped into this once in a lifetime opportunity, kind of felt that, I really needed to go on this. It was also literally like the weekend before Become One was going to happen. So, checked in with my boss, Pastor Joey. He was like, "Girl, you need to say yes. It would be like ridiculous if you didn't go." So that was kind of my invitation going. And I was just really excited, really thankful that the Lord allowed me to be away from Robin, and I was perfectly fine. Robin was perfectly fine. Ben was good for holding the fort down. But yeah, do you want to share a little bit more about like Think and kind of like your experience at this more specific, more exclusive summit that they did?
Yeah, no, it was really, Danny I'd been planning to go, I think, since like October, maybe around that time. And obviously Danny's the reason why I was able to go. And I was honestly just super excited and honored because I've known about it for about maybe 2 years. I've gone to their conference twice in Nashville, and I love the team. I mean, what they do there it's really unique. I would say they hit different topics that a lot of people aren't talking about, but they try to get an open mind and biblical perspective on it. And they don't shy away from the hard topics. So first off, if you're looking for probably what they're talking about the world and you want biblical view on it, you can probably find it through Think. Yeah. And so
go follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, visit their YouTube page, follow them on Instagram, and their content is just amazing. So I was already feeling super excited and honored about it, and but I was a little nervous because I knew I was going in. I was kind of going to be like the only girl within our group, which is fine. I'm used to that, but just like figuring out it can just get awkward at times, in terms of in the big spaces. trying to figure out other girls to connect with, you know?
Mhm.
So when Isha was able to come on the trip, that was super exciting. And I knew, like, okay, well, this will help. And we were
Mhm.
able to have bonding time together, too, which was nice. But
Yeah, I shared with Megan on the plane, like we were talking about just before. I told her like, yeah, I don't really know what to expect. Honestly, I don't know how to feel because at the time I was just swamped with work. You know, planning the conference. I was just kind of handling everything in life and being a mom and everything, and so I just felt like, man, I don't know. Like I know this is for leaders in the church, and I am one, but right now I just don't. I don't really feel like one. It felt like I had to put on a hat that said like, okay, now I'm a leader, you know, and I'm not a mom right now. And so I think that motherhood was kind of maybe kind of overtaking a lot of what I did and who I was, which is fine because, you know, it's like phases that I go through. But I just told her like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I just feel kind of like I'm a fly on a wall, and that's fine. Like I'm good with that. I'm good to tag along. Obviously super grateful to be here. And that was my perspective going into this. And I feel like everything changed the first night that we got there. One of the amazing things about this kind of space that is offered for leaders in the church and ministry leaders is that we're on all the time. We have that leader cap on all the time. And so it's very rare that we actually get to like take it off and be not only fed, but really just be a daughter or a son of God, you know? And so that was like the very first night was like, hey, this space is for you. Like you can take off your leader hat, you can worship, you can sit, you can breathe. And so just second by second, I felt like, okay, I can breathe. Someone's watching Robin hours away from here. I don't have to worry about him right now. It can just be me and God right now. And it had been months, long time since I felt that. Like I don't have to be 5 different people at once. I can just be one right now, which was a really cool feeling. But I loved all the content as well. A lot of the messages and just speakers were geared toward like family, which is what I needed, like how to handle and navigate family while in ministry. So yeah,
it was really great. I think like honestly for me it was just nice being able to speak with other women in ministry that are all over the world, you know, or all over the country.
Which was crazy that you had like, I feel like we had completely different experiences at this same exact place. So the room is like filled with like, you know, high quality, high capacity leaders in the church, both men and women. And so the different like opportunities that we got to connect with people. Megan was constantly talking to other women and other like female leaders in the church, pastors in the church that are women. She was like making all these connections, talking to all these women, and every single time it just so happened that I ended up at a table with all men, all guys. That happened twice, and then just different people I connected to. Like I felt so seen and heard by these men who also had families back home, who had gone through the parenthood thing, who could offer me that validation and assurance of like, girl, we see you. We know that it's hard being in ministry, but I was able to share with them, like, I'm in this unique position where I'm the mom who's the default parent 100% of the time, also so needed by the baby, but also like the leader, the ministry leader of my work back home, you know, in my church. And a lot of times it's the men, like they're the pastors or they're the leaders, and then the wives are doing another job or they're at home with the kids, right? So I just thought that was so interesting that God like gave us exactly what we needed, and it was so different.
100%. And it was so refreshing also, like at the same time. Like I always love these places because I feel like it kind of starts like a fire, like it just revives fire in you. And I think it was everything was such a beautiful, beautiful time. Just the people were with, the content, the things we got to experience, just all of it. I mean,
I think for both of us, it took us out of our bubble because we can so easily just like this is it. Like this is the valley, you know, this is what we're called to do. And we're a part of a mega church for the Valley, you know, and there's no other church like BT. And I'll just say that, like, we can really get caught up in like, okay, this is like it, this is our life. And so when we step out of that and we're able to look at what we do and what we get to be a part of from a 30-foot view and see everything that way by hearing other people's experiences in ministry, it allows us to come back and serve differently and think of it differently because we have that outward experience. So
yeah, I definitely agree with all that.
I think a lot of people may listen to this or maybe feel like, well, like, I don't relate at all. Like, I'm not in ministry, but if you ever feel like you're in a bubble, like, you can take opportunities to be, I wouldn't say impulsive, I would say wise, but take opportunities that require a little bit of a sacrifice and a cost, to get yourself out of the bubble and look at what you do and the spaces you get to be a part of from a 30-foot view, and to have that refreshing. And maybe for you, it's like literally, okay, I'm going to take a day off work or a couple days off work, or, you know, have this break in my life, go to a coffee shop outside of my city, outside of my town, and look at everything from a different kind of point of view. I just feel like we need that, but we need that more often than we think. And
Yeah,
it's not
100%.
just once a year vacation. It's not just, you know, the holidays PTO. It's literal versions of Sabbath that we get to dream and revision and spend time with God to give us that refreshing. Megan knows I needed that 100% through this trip. We learned that I needed that. But yeah, I think for anybody listening, I think that's just kind of what we learned. I think both of us, like, to get out of the bubble and then come back and be intentional with what God wants us to do with where we're at, and not dream so much about like, oh, this is it. I wonder what else there is. I wonder what's next. Like, he's doing something right here, right now.
I think it's just nice to get, like, wherever space you're in, we're all on some capacity, you know, whether you're a teacher or a counselor, or maybe you are a chef at a restaurant. I don't know. Whatever you're doing, like, there's in some capacity where you have to be on a situation within a group of people. And I think the reality of getting away allows you to really just remain as a daughter or a son before the Lord. And there's something so restful about that. And I think something that I took away from there that I'm still trying to implement is taking that and implementing into my daily life, of taking time in the morning to make sure that I'm being seen and spending time with my Father, my Heavenly Father, before I go out and do stuff. And I think that's so important, and that's something that I've really been trying to focus attention on since I went to Honduras in October. That really, like, set the tone of me of like of getting away. Like, oh, it's so
that was like
needed.
That was like the pre-event to California.
Yeah,
because it was like the Lord, like, stripping you of everything and like, okay, get with me in the quiet place so that you can receive everything that I want you to bring back home.
100%
that you learned in California.
It was everything. Every time I get to go, like, on those things, it's just, I'm just so thankful the Lord has been able to provide ways where I've been able to do that, because I know not everyone gets to do that. And it's such a blessing, and it really, and you can even do that here going to the beach, you know, in the valley.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just getting away and going and changing up the scene, it just, and being protective of that space. Meaning either it's just you or close friends that you trust. It's needed to be able to have a refreshing time with you and the Lord. And I think that's honestly just what the Lord has really been teaching us. Something that really stuck out to me that Christine Kane said, I think, and something that's really been on my mind, is she said, the Lord does not do the next thing. He does a new thing. And I think about the verse in Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah 43. It's somewhere, it's one of the 40s, where he talks about, do not see that I'm doing a new thing. The old has passed away. Do not pay attention to old events. Behold, the new has come, you know, and focusing that he's making a way in the wilderness, that he's doing something new. And I think that's important to remember, that the Lord is a God of new. And even in the devotional that I've been going through lately, it talks about how so many times throughout the daily experience, we want to hold on to the miracles of yesterday. but God is new. He wants to do a new miracle today. But so often we want to hold on to the miracle that happened yesterday, and then we end up getting frustrated because we're holding on to something that's old when God wants to do something new.
I think that'll speak to a lot of people in totally different like circumstances, because it's so universal. Like it's a concept that's so, it spreads across everything, every area of us looking to the past. Like, why do we do that? And like for me, like I could easily, and I have been tempted to look to the past of not only like, this is what I looked like, I look so different now, which I do that, but it's just interesting to me. It's not really a way of me putting down myself, but you know, looking at like how me and Ben used to be, you know, before the baby came, or before we even got married, like how dating life was, and how I used to look back then, or how you know, I used to be able to do all these things. And you don't have to go through pregnancy or motherhood for that to be like, oh, well, obviously it's different. This is for everybody, you know, like whatever your past season was, you can look back, you know, from time to time with an outlook of like, this is what God did then. This is how it was then. It doesn't have to be copy paste now, and it shouldn't be. It should be following him in the different paths and different journeys that he's going to take us on. And just that, like what you're saying, the new thing is a part of us realizing like where I actually am. It's that acknowledging, like, can you acknowledge where you are instead of looking back at where you used to be? And we are constantly becoming new versions of ourselves. We should be, as the closer that we get to Christ. And I tell this to students, like, if you don't know who you are, if you don't understand yourself, if you don't really understand why you do things, and you want to get to know yourself better, you're not going to find that anywhere else but Christ. The closer that you get to him, the more that you understand who you are as a person, because we are to be made in his image and not in an image that we create for ourselves or an image that the world wants to create for us. It's all rooted in him. So as we look back, as we acknowledge where we are, and as we begin to look forward, it's very important to make that perspective that he's in the business of doing new things. It doesn't have to be a copy paste of what was done before, although we can understand and acknowledge he's done amazing things before. So he's going to keep doing amazing things, and we will continue to be surprised. He will never be surprised. He knows all, but we can be surprised by his goodness. And I think, like, if I can speak for Megan, like in just the things that we've gone through and seen in the past few months with Become One, with even the puppy, you know, and then like with the California trip and where God is taking us, our ministries and our church, I think we're surprised, like in a very good way. Like, I know my God and I know what he's capable of doing, but wow, like I'm surprised at just how he does things, because we'll never fully know him like that.
And the way he like allows, and the way he does things too, like not only how he does it, but the way he does things. And I think sometimes the reason why we hold so closely the old things is because we're scared of what the new has, or maybe we're scared it's not going to be as good as it was, or the old is so comfortable. But the thing about God is the new is going to be better. Like, because it's better than we could think or imagine. Like, that's what he does. He's different than us. His ways are higher. His thoughts are higher. And so what he's going to bring, it's going to be so much better than what you think the old could ever have possibly done. And it's not to say that what he, like you said, what he did in the past is least then. No, he's still good then. He's still going to be good now. He's still going to be good going forward. It's just that it's a level of trust. Of God, man, this old thing you did, this old event, man, it seems so good, but God, I trust that what you're going to bring into the new is going to be even better. Or even if it's not, and it's a new thing, but it's different, doesn't seem as good, I still trust that you're still good through it. And I think that's what the Lord is teaching us. And so here's a verse just so that I say it correctly. It's Isaiah 43:18. Do not remember the past events. Pay no attention to things of old. Verse 19. Look, I'm about to do something new. Even now it is coming. Do you not see it? Indeed, I'll make a way in the wilderness, rivers in the deserts. And I think up in there, that part right there, it says, even now it is coming, do you not see it? I pray the Lord give us all eyes to see the new thing that he is doing through all of us.
I want to share this one last thing that I shared with a friend recently, just on this topic, that I feel that, you know, maybe it's not just us. Maybe a couple of you are in this kind of like like kind of like looking at the past, at like what was. I felt the Lord share this. Daughter, why are you living off oil from yesterday? Don't you know I'm doing a new thing? I give you a fresh oil, a fresh anointing. Seek me now today. If the best days were behind you, my son would have stayed on the cross. And I just
really
felt
good.
him whisper that to us as an encouragement. Like, I get it. You know, I feel he gets us. He gets us. He understands in a way we'll never understand each other. He feels it, but it's like a gentle kind of bringing us along, a hand holding, gentle God and Father telling us, like, I'm doing a new thing. And if the best were truly behind you, then God would have never allowed his son to rise, but he did. And Easter's coming.
That's really good. That's a good point.
You know, like, I need to teach myself, but we can teach ourselves, like, hey, look at what's coming. Like, those 3 days were dark, but look at what's coming. You know? So we have that. We have a different hope. We have a different outlook on life than other people do because of Jesus.
The unseen hope.
So thank you all for listening. I hope that, you know, the things that we've seen and the things we've been through speaks to you where you're at. And just so you know, in the very near future, we're going to be reaching out to some of our listeners and just kind of asking, putting out on social media, you know, just questions that you may have for us that you would like us to answer in our specific contexts of ministry or life, in where we are, the things we've been through, the things you know about us. We want you guys to be able to ask us questions that we can answer live on an episode. I think that would be really fun, but also really cool for us to do.
Yeah, we're excited for what all God has to bring in the new in season 3 of Outlast. We're so excited.
Thank you guys for listening. We will see you next time. Bye.